Anyway, I think we can just skip jokes for
Yeah, we have been just living
so
life.
I had closing this week. I'll save them for next week.
Michael closed. I was out of town.
Oh, of course we could talk about that. Okay. Oh, man, should we do that next week or this week? I did want to open with Will Smith.
Yeah, because we're already behind.
Because I got some angles. Okay.
We can do that next week. My voice will still sound like this.
Okay, I'm going to cut out where I said Will Smith because I want to open it this way.
And we're back.
Okay. I found out this week, within the last 7 days, that my father, our father, if you will, the bad father of this podcast, said that he is going to have a lawn care service this year. He was mowing this weekend. There's like a certain thing you do with your dead grass. You got to do it a certain amount of times prep it. But then he said this year...
Thatching.
No, that's for roofs, I think.
I don't know. I think it might be a grass thing.
And...
William Thatcher.
William Wallace.
William Thatcher.
William?
Knight's Tale.
Is that his name?
Yeah, because his dad was a Thatcher.
Oh, Thatcherson. William Thatcherson.
Yes.
They should have done that. I follow a Thatcher on TikTok.
Oh.
He takes care of like the old. He's like in England.
Oh, I've seen that guy.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they still had roofs like that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Or roofs.
Roofs. And so anyway, my dad is, he's been mowing lawns. He's been having his own.
The last time
home.
he had lawn care done was me.
Yeah.
When I lived at the house.
And he... Damn, that just takes... I'm going to cut this out. But he says...
Gross.
Oh, man. I got to get that out off of there.
Oh, dethatching.
Oh, dethatching.
How do I dethatch my lawn?
Oh, weird. So he decided after getting like poison ivy. What do you have? Poison oak or poison ivy?
Either one.
When he had he had the kind where he had like just oozing wounds on your body.
Oh yeah,
that was gross.
Pretty much just looks like you got road rash.
Taking the steroids, getting the ooze on your skin, and being out there in the hot sun. He's had the cancerous or precancerous, whichever.
Well, he's part ginger, if not fully.
And so
he has sensitive skin.
He should be careful out in the sun. He should be wearing his like one of those wide brim, like
which I think he has,
old guy golfer hats, which he does have, but he doesn't wear. And then he'll say like, "Oh, I got a massive sunburn this weekend," and I'm like, "Did you wear sunscreen?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "You had literal cancer removed from your skin. Like, why you?" But boys will be boys. So he's doing that. My point is, and he has enough money to do that, and that's fine. Is what it is. The point is he's getting to a certain age where he doesn't want to do that.
Lawn care.
Anymore. And there's just certain things that you decide, like, if I move, I'm going to hire a moving company. If I need to mow my lawn, I'm going to hire a lawn care company. I'm not going to change my oil anymore.
Yep.
He doesn't
he doesn't
drive up on the
metal things.
Yeah.
Metal ramps.
One time I went over the top of him. He was so mad.
You did?
Yes.
And it didn't bend the fender and all that?
It was not good.
Huh.
I don't know. He had a jacket.
Oh.
Get it up on the jack.
Whoa. Interesting.
Yeah. So he was not happy with me. I was like, you didn't give me any instruction. Now
they are precarious.
Some things, that's the thing. You got to get up on them, but they can slide if you don't go at the right speed. So
Mm-hmm.
it was all just in my head, and I did it wrong. Some things you mess up
Wait, which car or truck?
the cord.
And it didn't dent the crap out of the side of
No.
it? Interesting.
I know. Anyway, so he's not doing that either.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a Silverado with heated seats. It's not for
Heated
hauling.
steering wheel.
It's not for hauling stuff. It's for looking like a guy. He had it before he got the boat.
Auto stop and start.
So there's just certain comforts you have because you've reached a certain age in life.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how I want to preface my story, my take on the Will Smith, Chris Rock situation.
Slap heard around the world.
Slap heard around the world. My take is these are two guys, 53
They're both 53?
and 57.
Who's 57?
Rock.
Oh my gosh.
He's an old man. He wants. What I'm saying is, Dad, what is he? 58? 59?
He turned 60 this year.
Yeah.
59.
59. So he's reached a certain age where he just wants comforts and pleasures, and you don't have to wind it down at 59 or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. There's people who run marathons, you know, and triathlons in their 70s, 80s, stuff like that. But even those people, they're noticing in certain ways they need to take it easy, dial it back in one way or another. So you might hire a lawn care guy.
Yep.
Group of guys, and I might see him at the gas station in the morning.
Yeah. There might even be some females.
And so this violence that happened was between two guys who should be taking it easy.
Yeah, they've already peaked.
They've already picked. They shouldn't be wailing on each other.
Should be up in arms over anything.
And so
They should be up in arms over like which soup the restaurant's serving today.
my point. And so that's one thing. It surprised me how old they were. And the
Blacks don't
second
crack.
thing, the second thing is, this is a PSA out there. Figure out your problems before you're 53.
Yeah.
So Will Smith goes up there. He laughs at the joke first, which okay, the weird part, and I'm not even going to talk about this, but when he hits Chris Rock, I don't know if Jada thought it was a joke or whatever. When she hits him, she laughs. Did you see that angle of it?
The behind angle.
That was creepy.
She kind of leans forward too in her seat. She just
Dude, it's a guffaw. That was weird. But anyway, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Will Smith being one of the top actors, one of the most recognizable figures on the planet. In America, for sure.
Now here's the story.
He's 53 years old, and he can't stop himself
From walking onto a public stage.
from embarrassing himself on the night where the spotlight is shining on him the most.
His wife has a medical condition.
Everybody knows that he went from Independence Day to wanting to get an Oscar.
Right.
Tried to do it with Ali. Pursuit of Happiness. Down the street, clapping your hands. The Brain movie.
I don't know.
Concussion.
I don't know.
Where he plays a doctor guy.
The one. What about the 7 pounds? Whatever. Where he
I know. See,
he gives up a part of his body to all these people because he
yes,
trying to repay something.
All these movies are out there where it's clear that he's trying to get on the He's trying to get on the Oscar
What was
train.
the pandemic movie he did? The zombies.
Oh, yeah. I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
I think they're coming out with a second one.
Ooh.
Or they were going to.
Not now.
Well, 2 movies got delayed.
Canceled.
Anyways.
He removed himself from the Academy.
So it's the biggest... The spotlight is on you the most. And obviously, he's all like twisted in the mind.
Yeah.
Or else, I mean, what's the deal? Don't do that.
Not appropriate.
Don't do that. And my point is this. Figure out your problems before 53. All of us are... We all come from families.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain hang-ups. Every family has certain hang-ups in it.
Medical conditions.
I'm not talking about medical conditions. I'm talking about psychological hang-ups.
I was just thinking he said that's the whole reason he did it, because of her medical condition.
I know, the cop-out apology. He had to have like one line in there to say like, but this is why I did it. That's not really an apology. Your apology is supposed to address the way you mishandled something, not your justification for doing it. But we'll
get to my take.
Yeah. So everybody has hang-ups. And then as you get older, you might create more hang-ups through certain choices that you make for yourself that instead of being positive choices, they're negative choices.
Mm-hmm.
And they affect your life in a negative way. And those are more hurdles that you have to overcome to be a whole person, to be a great husband, to be a good father, to be a good friend, to have relationships that are uplifting and relationships, and to be the kind of person that gives positivity and life and support in your relationships. And to do all those things can take work, takes effort, takes a little look inside. You have to like be on your mental game. Nobody's expecting you to be perfect, let's say. But you have to progress. It'd be great to hit some milestones along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hit your kids when you're angry.
Yep.
Don't hit your wife when you're angry.
Yep.
Don't hit television hosts when you're angry.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Don't throw your drink at the barista.
You learn to say, like, I'm not going to get mad I'm not going to say something stupid in front of my boss or to my boss, no matter how dumb of a manager I think they are. Because they have the power to fire me and I need to support my family.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a little life lesson you need. Because if you are the kind of person that speaks your mind and it's always kind of gotten you in trouble, it's like you need to learn that. And you need to learn that by 53 years old.
Definitely.
53, 52, you can still be learning. 53 is the cutoff. By 53, you need to have those things.
What's something you learn when you're 52?
That's what I'm saying. It depends what it is. It's whatever your hang up is. Mm-hmm. You might have adult children by then. Yeah. But you can still go back to them at 52 and say like, hey, I know everything wasn't perfect and I'll never be able to 100% make it right to you because I can't go back in time. But at least right now, I'm acknowledging that XYZ. You can do that at 52, but by 53, you better have it nailed. And Will Smith did not have it nailed by 53. It shouldn't be a 53-year-old and a 57-year-old slapping each other.
Yeah. And who slaps?
If you were 25 and well, that's the other thing, and we're going to get into that. But there's obviously a reason why he slapped, and because he knew he was in the wrong.
Yeah.
Because if he thought he was in the right, he would have punched him.
Well, here's my hot take.
Okay.
I don't think he even wanted to do the whole thing. I think he was coerced into it.
Coerced? Yeah.
Coerced.
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 Coerced. How's it spelled? C.
COE.
Oh, yeah. But what's erst?
Okay, you go.
I'll talk you.
This is nothing if not an
Give me what an
etymology
erst is.
podcast.
Note to listeners, our vibe on the TV today is a 12-hour loop of the Ukrainian flag.
Coerced.
We decided that was the vibe of the day. It's just blowing in the wind. For
War.
a 12-hour loop on
War.
YouTube, if you're interested. I think he was coerced into it because, like you said, joke is made, decent joke, funny joke. I laughed before I knew what clip I was watching. And then he laughs, he ha 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 ha, funny joke. He looks to the left.
Looks to the left.
There's his wife.
Kind of rolls her eyes like, come
She's
on,
like,
guy.
oh, jeez. Yeah. Okay. Haha.
Right.
And then camera cuts away. And I think in that time, JPS, gave a look like, and you're just going to let that happen?
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yeah. She gave him a side eye like, and that was funny to you? You think that's funny?
You think so?
And so he had to make a quick knee-jerk reaction of how he's going to dig himself out of this hole. And so he's like, okay. And so he just trots his fancy A up there, gives him a smack that at first I thought was WWE style. I thought this was,
Fake?
SmackDown coming up. Yeah, I thought this was all a ploy for views, because he's done a lot of like very elaborate Instagram posts that are very like edited and cinematic and stuff like that.
The one where he chipped his tooth with friggin'
Yeah.
what's his name?
And so I thought that was this. I thought it was this because he did a very stiff slap. It wasn't very fluid.
It was a stiff slap for sure.
It wasn't like it wasn't one of these. It wasn't whip like. It was like he's kind of an action figure that can only bend certain ways at the shoulder and elbow, and it was like this.
But I will say the form for trying to conceal what you're doing and just slap.
Oh,
I mean, tip top.
Hidden until that's why he couldn't. He couldn't draw back
exactly.
So it was just from the hip.
It was like one motion. Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I thought it was WWE style, and how well Chris Rock handled it post slap. I thought it was also played into the WWE style
until
keep my wife's name out your effing mouth.
Wait, did you hear this that Annie Letterman posted?
Red carpet looks over the years, so I've been asked to kind of break them down.
Oh, this is not.
Nope.
That was Cam. I really get excited about women who have the courage to just live in their authentic selves, even if it's outside of the status quo.
Is that Jada?
Okay. Sorry.
The one where she says,
"No,
I don't care what people think
I don't
about
care what people think about my bald head."
Oh yeah, I've watched that 1,000 times.
Gosh.
And so that's why I think it was more about him laughing at the joke and her not laughing. And she gave like, "Oh, you think that's funny?" And so he's like, "You know what? You're right. It's not funny. So I have to double down to prove that we're on the same team."
Somebody has said something like in his memoir, he said like one of his biggest regrets of his life is that he didn't protect his mother from his dad or whatever. I guess he hit her or something.
No one hit Jada.
But he said he should have been the protector. And then he did this.
And then he said the whole thing when he happened to win the Oscar for Best Actor right after this whole thing.
That's another thing. It's like,
Oh yeah.
I think it got in his head while he's doing the movie that he needed to be this like Superman guy.
Yeah, like old school protector
Yeah.
type guy.
But anyways,
That's why I think he did it.
I heard today that he...
Well, now Jada says she wishes that he didn't do it.
Yeah, because it's embarrassing AF.
And that is just like a woman. They want you to do something because it's hot and steamy in the moment. But then they said, you know what? I wish you really didn't act like
Yeah,
that.
he comes back to his seat. He's like, baby.
They want you to act all rough and tough and wild. But then when you're out of control, they want you to reel you right back in.
He's like, okay, baby, is that good or what?
Yeah.
And she's like, I wish you wouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
You can't win.
Women. And yeah. Anyways, just figure out your mental. Just
work on your mentals.
Figure out
Save
your mental
chicken.
problems. Save your chicken.
Work on your mentals.
What was the other one?
I forget.
And
get your money.
Yeah, just hit your milestones. You don't have to be perfect by 53, but you can't be slapping people on the biggest day of your life.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense.
And you know what? You foreshadowed my birthday brother, Samuel L. Jackson. Not foreshadowed. Overshadowed my birthday brother, Samuel L. Jackson, getting his first Oscar. It wasn't even aired on the TV.
I know.
I don't know why I said aired on the TV like it was.
Old person.
I know.
You're 57.
Did you see that on the TV?
There's another thing that it made me think about. And as the sports fanatic I am.
On Twitter.
On Twitter, alone. There's something I always think about that happened this basketball season, which is basically...
LeBron losing.
No. Markieff Morris came up under Jokic. Is it Jokic?
The Joker.
I just say the Joker. And what was he doing a pass? Because he was like around half court. His arms were up. Defenseless, I say.
Jokic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I had a brain fart for a second.
Oh, yeah,
But
he was kind of just...
Yeah, what was he? I think he was throwing a pass or something, and he came up under him. NFL would have been a defenseless receiver.
Yeah.
But so Markieff Morris goes into the ribs.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hard foul. It was not totally...
It was mid-run, too. Like...
Yeah. It was not totally outside something that... A foul that happens like in the playoffs or in a tough game. But it was sort of...
It was out of character for the location that they were in. They were so far from the basket.
Yeah, it wasn't like a super hack going up for a layup or something. It was like, yeah, hands above your head, pass. It was, yeah, defenseless. It was like sort of messed up. But then, he walks away.
Mm-hmm.
Jokic,
foot taller than him,
turns around and just like clobbers into the back of him, sends him sprawling to the ground.
Yeah, it gives him a good walking shoulder check.
Did he ever come back? I don't know if he came back.
I think he came back.
Because he didn't come back for a long time. Let's put it that way.
Multi-game suspension.
No.
Oh, just pissed.
I'm talking about Markieff Morris.
Oh, yeah, he got injured.
He was injured from that. And
I thought you were talking about Jokic coming back.
No. I'm talking about Morris coming back. I want to say he's not even back.
He like broke his collarbone or separated something or... No,
he just had like whiplash, concussion, whatever they call it. And and all of a sudden, I mean, yes, he was out for a long time. And probably Jokic never thought that was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
When he slammed into the back of him. But also, you can't come up underneath a guy and basically like undercut him like that into his ribs, shoulder him, and then walk away with your back turned. And this is what I'm saying. I'm saying people are soft now. And they don't understand. This is kind of like what I was saying last time.
Saying he's soft because he turned his back, thinking there'd be no repercussions.
Exactly. They don't.
I wouldn't consider that soft. I consider it stupid.
It's stupid. It's soft in that
Soft would be like
they think. No, they think the world is soft. They have a soft view of the world. Where, I mean, he could have turned around and decked him. He could have had his brothers, whip out a gun from the stands.
Mm-hmm.
Remember his psycho brothers?
Oh yeah, they're pissed.
And it's just like, you come up on a guy like that and then walk away with your back turned. At least walk backwards.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like further intimidating because he was just trying to walk away. You don't have to be mouthy and do all that kind of stuff. But at least don't turn your back from the bigger guy who you just blindsided.
Mm-hmm.
And so the bigger guy came around and blindsided him. And I say, no harm, no foul. In that circumstance,
Even exchange.
tit for tat, easily.
Mm-hmm.
That easily fits under tit for tat.
Definitely.
And so, and that was the telling thing about Will Smith. And I'll tell you why. Because when he hit Rock, he turned his back to him immediately and walked away because Will Smith knew he could get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
He knew he was hitting a smaller, older gentleman.
And did you hear what Tony Rock said?
Oh, yeah.
It's the only thing you're catching is these hands. Or whatever.
I know. That's how you know it's a low status B move.
B slap.
The fact that he knew he could just turn his back and walk away. He wasn't ready to throw hands with somebody
He almost was smiling when he turned around, too.
he had kind of like a pimp walk going.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like grabbing his vest or whatever.
Yep. His lapel.
Keep my... You got throat noises going on?
That was like about right here. That came from right here.
So I want you to do the math. So, let's see. I'm 37. This summer I'll be 38. So, but I'm still 37. So 53. I have 16 years. I have less than 16 years to figure out all my mental problems. And before we started the podcast, shout out to Todd. You were here tonight. I shared some of my own.
Mm-hmm.
I shared some of my own hang-ups with parenting and whatnot that I wish weren't the way they were about myself. And I need to get those fixed by 53.
I know.
Or else I can be snapping.
I have 22 years.
Yeah.
22, another brainy movie reaching for an Oscar.
What's that?
Wasn't it? What's his name? Bumblebee Tuna, Ace Ventura. Why can't I think of his name?
Jim Carrey?
Yeah, the number 22.
I don't recall that at all.
What? Hey, you never hit me with what a coercion is.
Oh, yeah. Let me hit you. I'll share coerce. Coerce is to compel by force or intimidation or authority, especially without regard for the individual desire or volition. Everybody kind of knows what coerce means, but let me just throw it at you. What do you think? What are you thinking?
The number 23. Sorry, I was one number off.
Oh, man.
Jim Carrey.
21 Grams, one of my favorite movies ever. If you go one digit the other way. Benicio del Toro.
Oh, love him.
Great movie. Sean Penn.
Oh, really? I should watch that.
Yeah, that's a really good movie.
Sicario. featuring Benicio del
If you
Toro.
like,
Is a
if
great
you
movie.
like A24 movies, this is that style.
They just dropped the trailer for Marcel the Shell.
Oh yeah. Okay. Do you have any?
Co 2 sides. Urgent. What's it called?
Coerce. Let's say coerce.
Yeah, what's it called? Oh, coerce. ERSE.
ERCE.
I would say some sort of force or movement.
It's actually the lack of movement.
Oh.
First recorded 1425 to 75, late Middle English from Latin. Coercere, to hold in or restrain, equivalent to co plus ercere, combining a form of arcere, to keep in or to keep away.
So you're kind of keeping them working for your side, your goals.
Yeah.
Coerce.
You've restrained their
Actions.
You've limited them.
Yeah.
You've kept.
I was thinking of like erosion, coercion.
Oh yeah, co-ero. Anyways, coerced.
And the number 23.
And 21 grams. The number 23, what is that? Show me a photo of it.
It kind of looks like Memento, but it's the number 23.
And it's a movie you've seen, you don't just know about?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, I remember that.
He becomes obsessed with the number 23.
I remember the font and everything now.
And da-da-da-da-dee. Jim Carrey has a serious role.
Eternal
2007.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
2007. So when was Eternal Sunshine? That was before then. He had already made his turn.
2004.
Yeah, Eternal Sunshine is when he started becoming trippy Jim Carrey.
Whack. After he split up with Jenny McCarthy. But yeah, Benicio del Toro, Sicario. By
If this was a freaking popular podcast, that would be so much airtime Sicario has got for free.
what?
It's a popular mention, man, on this podcast by you. I never seen it.
What?
Wait, what did I say I was
Emily
never going to
Blunt?
see? Oh, freaking Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
New season.
I know,
out
and I
now.
got a shout out from your own wife and said, "Thank you for trying to get Micah to watch Stranger Things. I've been trying."
She knows I'll never watch it. Oh, this is the other thing I was going to say about
Gonna
Will Smith.
put your eyelids up with toothpicks on your cheeks and make you watch it.
I'd love to make references to that.
Toothpicks on your eyelids?
Yeah. What's that
Is that
movie?
a-
I can't think of it right now.
I was thinking Tom and Jerry.
No, it's not Clockwork Orange. Wait, is it?
It's in a movie?
Yeah, it's that old. Yeah, it's very popular. Tom and Jerry probably stole it from that.
Oh.
I've never seen the Tom and Jerry version.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry takes his eyelids, puts it on the toothpicks, and then he's still so sleepy the toothpick breaks.
Oh yeah. I was saying the funny thing. This is a completely obvious thing, but in Will Smith like smacking Chris Rock to protect Jada from jokes, literally a million-bazillion jokes were had. I mean, within minutes
across the internet.
That was one of the best nights of Twitter ever.
Oh yeah, you were like
Fast and
legitimately
furious.
overloaded with memes.
Non-stop memes.
I believe
Tweets.
I worked that
Posts.
day. I worked that day, or yeah, I worked the night yard. So I was working from 6 p.m. on, and so I like got back upstairs probably around midnight or 1 a.m. and my phone is just everywhere I turn. The slap, the slap, the slap. I had to catch up.
You know the funny thing about me saying like,
You said the funny thing earlier, and I was waiting for the funny thing, but I never laughed.
the interesting thing, maybe that's debatable. So funny thing is just light, interesting thing because I don't know if it's going to be interesting. But if I disappoint you with being interesting, is not as
Interesting
is worse than disappointing you being funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I just say funny.
We're used to you disappointing us being funny. Just kidding. Boom, roasted.
Is me saying, you know, have your life together, have your problems fixed by 53.
Yep.
It's like I have learned to have more grace for people who have hangups that last until later in life and stuff. But I will also say, with the access now that we have to counseling, the information we know about psychology, the amount of literature that's out there that you can read, even stuff that's for free with access on the internet. Go to the public library if you need to. There are
KRL.
There are so many tools out there. And it's like, yeah, if you're a caveman kid and you're 16 years old and you're basically like middle-aged by then, but you've already seen, you know, 500 people die or whatever, and they're like rotting in the one cave over from you.
Or get slaughtered by a saber-tooth tiger.
Yeah, or there's like a saber-tooth tiger that ripped your mom apart.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, you have some excuse to like sit in a corner and shake while you're got your arms wrapped around your knees and stuff. And, you know...
Or why you create a fiery vengeance to slap a saber-toothed tiger.
And yeah, if your caveman kid is looking at you like, oh my gosh, my dad doesn't even talk to me. It's like, looking back now, I sort of get it because they thought like, oh, freaking a demon's got him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A demon came out of that saber-tooth and made him mute. And it's like, no, he's just seen too many, you know, psychotic things before the age of 25. And he's going to be messed up in the head. And that perpetuated. And we got Black Plagues and we got Middle Ages and Dust Bowls and all that kind of stuff.
Stillborn children.
Yeah. All kinds of things. And we got all that kind of stuff. And we've seen horrors. But and people have been perpetuating
just horrors everywhere.
People have been perpetuating bad parenting, bad bossing, bad
bosses, Jennifer Aniston.
Bad bosses, Jennifer Aniston. And there's things that have just gone on and on forever because we didn't know what to do about it. But now we're starting to know what to do about it.
Yep.
And sometimes that's what causes clashes in generations. We're starting to know what to do. And then the younger people are like, wait a second.
We're going to therapy. We're dethatching our lawn.
Yeah, we're dethatching the lawn of our heart, if you will.
This is sounding like a youth group reference or something. What was the one I sent you of the guy where he's like, that's why they crucified Jesus?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember.
Lil Nas X, because he didn't fit in either category.
Lil Nas X wasn't country enough, and that's why they crucified Jesus.
But the tools, I mean this, and I'm half serious, half joking, but
yeah.
I mean, the tools are out there. Don't pass it on. Shoot for 53. Put it in your reminders right now. Put it in your iPhone.
December 21st.
2044.
53.
I thought you said 22 years.
Oh, yeah. 2043.
2043. Put it in your iPhone right now. Reminder, have problems fixed.
Fix all problems. Does it have to be at midnight or
From the time, it can be the time you're born.
is this an all day?
It can be an
Is
official.
this an all day calendar
Yeah, yeah.
event or just
Yeah, it can be all day.
should
Actually,
I share
I'll give
this with my work calendar?
I'll give you a couple bonus hours. If you happen to be born at 10 a.m., you can go all the way to 11:59.
Okay.
I'll let it slide.
Okay.
So it's just a PSA for everybody out there. Don't go slapping people. Fix your problems before 53.
Man, what will I be doing at 53? 2043. They won't be selling cars with gas anymore.
Houses will be $2 million for a
If people
1,400 square foot Rambler.
if people are even living in single family homes,
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
The first fat person spaceship with like Wall-E style.
Wall-E.
That'll be headed out there.
The Axiom.
They're already doing space tourism.
Yeah.
Like, what's the first like orbiting space tourism going to be?
I've heard talks of that. Space Hotel.
Well, there's a first SpaceX crew that's going to go to the International Space Station.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Dude, it's already happening.
They're just visiting.
I don't know. I didn't read the whole article. I read the headline.
Oh my gosh.
I was looking for stuff for jokes.
They
okay?
SpaceX has already sent people to the space station. The last time.
Yeah.
The last people that went up there. The last Americans, not the Russians that just got there that were wearing blue and yellow.
They said they didn't know that was from their university.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that might be a lie they made up now so they don't get killed later.
Exactly.
Anyway, speaking of killing, we need to kill this podcast.
We did a full pod on Will Smith slapping.
I know. I didn't mean to talk about Will Smith slapping for so long, but we did.
That's fine. We don't get to talk about my ruined Spotify account.
We do it next time. Next episode's all about you. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's why I added that little bit at the end, because I was like, I need to round off this episode, and then next week, all about you.
Rounding.
Round up.
Round off.
That's a way to
Round up.
dethatch. That's a way to dethatch your lawn.
Monsanto. Monsanto's seeping into our food system. Giving us cancer.
All right. Wrap us up.
Wrap us up.
This has been. Oh, wait. There's a guy who works at the McDonald's in off Union. And he does the announcer voice when you're. And he has the perfect announce. Remember when they found that homeless guy and he had the great radio voice and everything?
Yeah.
That's like the McDonald's take your money guy.
Where's McDonald's on Union?
Right next to Walmart, Target, all that stuff right there.
Uh-huh.
Starbucks.
Uh-huh. The Starbucks container.
I don't know. It's all in that Walmart parking lot.
This has been the Bad Brothers Podcast, brought to you by Will and Michael Browning. Available on all listening apps that you care about. Don't forget to like and subscribe and donate $1,000 if you want to be Legacy Extraordinaire Donor and be talked about for episodes to come.